you just feel His holy presence when there's Southern gospel music all around? Don't you just love that gospel music? Don't you just love that Southern sound? Can't you just feel His holy presence when there's Southern gospel music all around? When there's Southern gospel music all around.
Laying up my treasures in that home above, trusting, fully trusting in the Savior's love, doing what I can for heaven's holy dove. I'm getting ready to leave this sinful world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. So I'm getting ready for the gates of pearl, keeping my record bright, watching for midnight. I'm getting ready to leave this sinful world, to prepare a mansion. Jesus said I'll go. If it were not true, I would have told you so. Just a little while to linger here below. I'm getting ready to leave this sinful world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. So I'm getting ready for the gates of pearl, keeping my record bright, watching for midnight. I'm getting ready to leave this sinful world. I'm getting ready to leave this world. So I'm getting ready for the gates of pearl, keeping my record bright, watching for midnight. I'm getting ready to leave this sinful world.
All right. My goodness, that's great. And I tell you what, it is great to have the Chuck Wagon Gang here with us, the world famous Chuck Wagon Gang. And it's so exciting. Call somebody and tell them what's happening right now in Southern Style Praise. I want to tell you how good it is to have you with us. And we thank God for you. We thank you for your support and your prayers. We thank God for our sponsors. And I'm not going to take a lot of time tonight, but I do want to tell you I'm excited about having the Chuck Wagon Gang. Good to have you folks.
Thank you, Josh. And here's a song that's a signature song of the Chuck Wagon Gang. A lot of folks remember this song growing up, I'm sure. Echoes from the Burning Bush.
Moses stood on holy ground, the fire from God descended down, set the roadside bush on fire.
The bush on fire, and 'twas
Then the Lord did there explain, through His servants should remain all the echoes from the bush on fire. Bush on fire.
Oh,
I can hear those lovely echoes from the burning bush. How they thrill my soul. How they thrill my soul.
oh,
I can hear those thrilling echoes from the burning bush. Point me to the goal. Point me to the goal. I know more I'm doubting,
but with joy I'm shouting,
with no thought of shame to blush, ashamed to blush. This my song shall ever be, words that are so sweet to me, echoes from the burning bush, the burning bush. God sent down His only Son, just to ransom everyone, by the echoes from the fire.
from the fire that the
God of every earthly land would not pick or choose a man, for His blood would save us from the fiery through fire.
oh,
I can hear those lovely echoes from the burning bush. How they thrill my soul. How they thrill my soul.
oh,
I can hear those thrilling echoes from the burning bush. Point me to the goal. Point me to the goal. I know more am doubting,
but with joy I'm shouting,
with no thought of shame to blush, of shame to blush. This my song shall ever be, words that are so sweet to me, echoes from the burning bush, the burning bush.
Well, that was a song I'm sure would take you way back, and of course the Chuck Wagon Gang been traveling now for, can you believe, 72 years. Yes, way back in 1936 is when the Chuck Wagon Gang got started. Well, there was a young fella started writing music back in 1927. In fact, he published a book, a song book in 1932, put a lot of great songs in it, and songs that the Chuck Wagon Gang would pick up. And right now we want to do one of his songs that he wrote in 1936. Now, it would be 30 years before Anna would pick it up, but it's a song that you folks all love and know. I'll Meet You in the Morning.
I will meet you in the morning by the bright riverside, when all sorrow has drifted away. I'll be standing at the portals when the gates open wide, at the close of life's long dreary day. I will meet you in the morning, in the morning, with a then we'll sit down by the river, and with rapture old acquaintance renew. You'll know me in the morning, by the smile that I smile when I meet you in the morning, in the morning, in that city that is built for swimming boys. I will meet you in the morning with a how do you do? Then we'll sit down by the river, and with rapture old acquaintance renew. You'll know me in the morning by the smiles that I wear when I meet you in the morning, in that city that is built for swimming boys.
All right. Well, I tell you what, this is exciting to have the world famous Chuck Wagon Gang right here on Southern Style Praise. What a treat it is. And Dave, I wonder if you'd just take a second or two and introduce the group to the folk out there. Will you do that?
Well, yes, Josh. Be happy to introduce everyone to you. And playing the bass guitar right behind me here does a great job. This fella pulls double duty, in fact. Spartanburg, South Carolina. His name is Joe Roten. He drives the bus for us as well as plays the bass. And any groups out there knows that fella's invaluable, that's for sure. Doing a great job singing tenor over there. This fella's a local fella. He's grown up right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we're so glad to have him a part of the gang, and does a great job singing tenor. His name is Stan Hill. And Well, doing a wonderful job singing the alto. We're so delighted to have this young lady step into the alto position. Anybody that knows the Chuck Wagon Gang knows that, well, it was the two ladies that carried on the tradition of the sound of the Chuck Wagon Gang for many, many years. And this lady sings so reminiscently of Anna. And I know you've already heard that in the last song. And her name is Penny Green. She comes from over here in Morristown, Tennessee. Now, this young lady that does a wonderful job singing those high tones just like Sister Rose. Now, Sister Rose, she sang way up there in the rafters and had a tone of her own, a sound of her own. And God handpicked this young lady for us, and we're so delighted that he did. She does a wonderful job, as you've already heard as well. Comes from Bedford, Indiana, by way of High Point, North Carolina. We're so delighted to have Julie Hudson. My name is Dave Emery, and I'm from well, I guess right here in the Seymour, Pigeon Forge area. But that's the group.
All right. Well, listen, tell us a little bit about the group. You know, a lot of our younger folk out there really maybe don't know that much of, I know people my age certainly know about the Chuck Wagon Gang, but how about telling the folk a little bit about the history of the Chuck Wagon Gang? Will you do that?
Well, sure. We'd be happy to tell you just a little bit about the group and how they actually got started. It was way back there in 1936, the Chuck Wagon Gang was actually the Carter Quartet. That was Dad Carter, Rose, and Anna, and Jim. And they were actually looking for an opportunity to sing full time on the radio, because they had done a little bit of that down in Lubbock, Texas, and decided that they would move up to Fort Worth and see what the opportunities up there were all about. And sure enough, I think God's hand was on them for sure, as history would certainly indicate. As they walked into the studios there of WBAP Radio there in Fort Worth, there was a company called Bewley Mills Flour Company. Now, this company had a group called the Chuck Wagon Gang, but they were a bluegrass band, and these fellas would go out into the streets of Fort Worth, Texas every morning early with a real chuck wagon right straight from the west. And they would get on the streets of Fort Worth, and they would whip up a big old batch of Bewley's Best Biscuits, and they would hand out free biscuits to folks and, of course, promote Bewley's Best Flour and try to get folks to buy Bewley's Best Flour. Well, they didn't always get back to the studio in time, and they had a noonday radio program. And when they didn't get back, well, that kind of put a hitch in everybody's situation there. So they decided they're going to find somebody that could handle the studio every day at noontime. Well, that happened to be Dad Carter, Rose, Ann, and Jim. They happened to be there at the right time. Incidentally, Chuck Wagon Gang started out singing cowboy music, Western music. That's right, a lot of the old cowboy songs. But they always had a hymn of the day, and it was the hymn of the day that would create a lot of interest and a lot of fans. They'd ride into the radio station, tell them how much they love that gospel music. And as a result of that, they decided to start Tuesday as all-day gospel music day. And of course, as a result, they eventually went into the studio in November of 1936, that very first year, recorded their very first album. But Josh, I thought you might like to kind of hear a little bit of how it started back in those days. We kind of do an introduction of the radio program. We actually have some transcriptions of the actual program from back there in the 30s. And so I guess if we'll step up to our places here, we'll kind of show you how it got started. Every day at noon, a fella named Cy, he was the radio announcer, and he would always start things off and introduce the group. And why, they would open with a little jingle for Bewley Mills Flour Company. And so we're going to have the girls do that for you, and then they'd go right into their gospel song. So this is like Tuesday. But if you could turn on that old battery-powered radio, and I know some of you folks sitting out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of you folks here in the audience are smiling. You know exactly what we're talking about. I don't mean a transistor radio either. The old battery-powered radio, the battery you take out of the car. If you could tune that in, picked up WBAP down there in Fort Worth, it would have sounded a little bit like this. Well, you're listening to WBAP, the voice of Texas, right here in Fort Worth, 820 on your AM dial. Well, it's 12 o'clock noon. That means it's time for Bewley Mills Chuck Wagon Gang.
Bewley Mills is here again, singing the songs for growing men, full of pep as we can be, and this the reason is, you see, we eat the bread that mother bakes, biscuits, pastry, pies, and cakes. This is the flour that makes it best from the east to the west. It's ahead of the rest, it will stand any test. It's Bewley yes, for me.
And
I am free from condemnation, condemnation.
for the
For the Son hath made me free, hath made me free.
Well, incidentally, that was the very first gospel song that the Chuck Wagon Gang ever recorded, November 25th, 1936. Little did they know that they would start a legacy, a tradition that would, well, continue on to this day, 72 years later. Actually, over 1,000 songs have been recorded by the Chuck Wagon Gang in those 72 years, and over 39 million records. Now, that wasn't us that did that. That was, of course, Dad Carter, Rose, Anna, and Jim and Roy. Well, Josh, I thought it might be good for us to do a couple more songs that you might enjoy. Now, this next song is one that's a little different. We had a fella come up to us and said, boy, we would sure love to hear a song without the guitar. I guess it must have been the look on my face. That thought had never occurred to me. Chuck Wagon Gang never sang without the guitar, but we got to thinking about it. We thought, well, that might not be such a bad idea. So we came up with a song that features our tenor singer, and we're going to do it a cappella. And this is an old song, and it's entitled, "O Come, Angel Band."
My latest sun is sinking fast. My race is nearly run. My strongest trials now are past. My triumph is begun. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Oh, bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home. Oh, bear my longing heart to him who bled and died for me, whose blood now cleanses from all sin and gives me victory. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Oh, bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home. Oh, come, angel band, come and around me stand. Oh, bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home. Bear me away on your snowy wings to my immortal home.
Well, hope you enjoyed that. Again, that was just a little different for the Chuck Wagon Gang. And we're going to do, okay, Josh, we'll do one more song in this segment. And this is a song that's on the charts for us right now. It's been playing now for several months, and it goes back to 1959, actually when the song was written. And the Chuck Wagon Gang introduced this song on the 3rd Annual National Quartet Convention stage. And we brought it back and re-recorded it. and it's a song that a lot of folks enjoy hearing. It's called I'm Rejoicing.
I'm rejoicing every moment as I travel home, and the Savior goes before me, never will I roam. Jesus leads me, daily feeds me, and I love Him so. I'll be happy up in heaven, so free from toil and woe. Christ is coming, yes, He's coming back to claim His own. I'll be ready for that journey to my happy home. He is building me a mansion on the azure blue. I'll be happy when this mansion comes within my view. Someday I will be with my Lord in the sky. I will see praise to Him, not a care, not a sign. Jesus died on the cross, shed His blood for my soul. Oh, what love, dear Lord, I'm rejoicing because He made me whole. Some glad day I will be with my Lord in the sky. I will sing praise to Him, not a care, not a sign. Jesus died on the cross, shed His blood for my soul. Oh, what love, dear Lord, I'm rejoicing because He made me whole. I want to go someday to heaven's home to stay, and ready I shall ever stay. For when shall come the summons from the throne on high, just like a bird I want to fly away, way up to heaven's portals where my loved ones wait and join in heaven's diadem. Around the throne eternal melodies supernal in that new Jerusalem. And when I get to heaven, gonna look around, I'm gonna wear my robe and a starry crown. I'm gonna see King Jesus, gonna say hello, and then renew acquaintance with the ones I know. I'm gonna take a stroll down the streets of gold. I'm gonna look at the mansions grand. I'll hear Him say, well done, the victory you have won, way up in heaven's glory land. I'm ready now to go, I'm through with pain and woe, I have my ticket in my hand. My Lord has paid the fare, He is conductor there, no greater love than this has any man. Oh, praise His holy name, I'm glad my Jesus came, He whispered sweetest peace to me. Now all the whole day long I sing a happy song, soon heaven's happy home I'll see. And when I get to heaven, gonna look around, I'm gonna wear my robe and a starry crown. I'm gonna see King Jesus, gonna say hello, and then renew acquaintance with the ones I know. I'm gonna take a stroll down the streets of gold. I'm gonna look at the mansions grand. I'll hear Him say, well done, the victory you have won, way up in heaven's glory land. And when I get to heaven, gonna look around, I'm gonna wear my robe and a starry crown. I'm gonna see King Jesus, gonna say hello, and then renew acquaintance with the ones I know. I'm stroll down the streets of gold. I'm gonna look at the mansions grand. I'll hear him say, well done, the victory you have won, way up in heaven's glory land. And when I get to heaven, gonna look around, I'm gonna wear my robe and a starry crown. I'm gonna see King Jesus, gonna say hello, and then renew acquaintance with the ones I know. I'm gonna take a stroll down the streets of gold. I'm gonna look at the mansions grand. I'll hear him say, well done, the victory you have won, way up in heaven's glory land.
One more time, Penny, hit that chorus again.
And when I get to heaven, gonna look around, I'm gonna wear my robe and a starry crown. I'm gonna see King Jesus, gonna say hello, and then renew acquaintance with the ones I know. I'm gonna take a stroll down the streets of gold. I'm gonna look at the mansions grand. I'll hear him say, well done, the victory you have won, way up in heaven's glory land. And when I get to heaven, gonna look around, I'm gonna wear my robe and a starry crown. I'm gonna see King Jesus, gonna say hello, and then renew acquaintance with the ones I know. I'm gonna take a stroll down the streets of gold.